Hello friends, welcome to Around the House. It is a beautiful fall day here today. Hopefully the wind. Today's video is going to be short and sweet. I am giving you my top book recommendations for gardening, canning, water bath canning and pressure canning, and homesteading. Kind of like a well-rounded where I've been, where I'm at, and where I want to go list. The first book on my list, and if you know me in person, this shouldn't surprise you, but it is The First Time Gardener by Jessica Sowards. She has been one of my favorite YouTubers to follow on YouTube. I've been following her for a number of years, and she has inspired me so much in gardening. When she came out with this book, I had been gardening for a few years already, but I knew that I wanted to have this in my library. It's always good to have points of reference, and even though I had been gardening for a few years, there was so much knowledge that she had in here that was useful. And it's always good to have like a point of reference on something. One of my favorite things, oh, hello kitties. One of my favorite things that she has in here, and let's see if I can find it. One of my favorite things that she has in here is a seed sowing list of like when to direct sow and when to start indoors, and this list has helped me so much. She is just a wealth of knowledge on YouTube, on Instagram, and her book. She also has a new book coming out, The First Time Homesteader, which is on my list to purchase. So that is my number one for gardening. If you're new to gardening, get it. If you're not new to gardening, there's still so much you can learn in there. Second book on my list is the Better Homes and Gardens new cookbook. So this cookbook I checked out from the library years ago, and I fell in love with it, and I kept renewing it because at the time I couldn't spend $30 on a cookbook, and so I think now it's like around 20, but then it was like a newer book, and so I just kept on renewing it, and I would copy the recipes from the cookbook, but then I eventually did buy it. And some of my favorite canning recipes come from this book. There's the pickle relish that I use in here, bread and butter pickles, the best ever dill pickles. So the back of this cookbook is just filled with fermenting ideas, canning ideas, dehydrating ideas. And it also has like tons of just like everyday recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So this cookbook was well worth. This cookbook I highly recommend. It has been amazing and I love it, and I use it almost every single day and every canning season. My third recommendation, especially in the world of canning, water bath canning, is the complete book of Home Preserving by Ball. This book is so informative, and I was gifted this book when I first started like really diving into canning, and at the time this book felt super overwhelming, but I knew that I wanted it for the future and also needed it for the information. And so in the beginning of this book, it goes through, where is it? Yeah, in the beginning of this book, it kind of goes through the equipment you'll need, kind of a rundown, and there is just tons of recipes in here with jellies, jams, relishes, tomatoes, all the things. So this is definitely a good cookbook to have if you are new to canning or if you're experienced in canning. Like, this is something I'll probably always pull recipes from forever. My fourth recommendation is The Complete Guide to Pressure Canning. So pressure canning is something that's kind of still fairly new to me. I just started to pressure can, so I'm almost going on like a year and a half now, I guess. Pressure canning is new to me because it's not something that like my mom has done or my grandma or my aunts. They've always done water bath canning. And so pressure canning was something I kind of had to learn completely on my own, and I knew I wanted a book to really dive into that. I'm a books person. And so when I saw this, I knew that I needed it. And it has been amazing. So much knowledge in here. It starts out really going through all the things that you need for pressure canning, all the like technical terms and why you pressure can and how it's different from water bath canning. Plus, there's just a ton of recipes. A lot of simple ones, just how to can chicken breasts, but then there's like full entire meals like enchilada chicken soup, bean meals, just all kinds of things. So I have just recently started using this and have only maybe made a couple recipes from here, but there's so many recipes in here that I want to try. So if you're diving into the world of pressure canning, or if you know you want to at some time, it is always good to have books on your shelf of areas that you're wanting to go. So if you know someday you want to pressure can, grab this book and just start flipping through it. Like, get your mind going in that direction. My 5th book recommendation, this one is new this year. It's called Freeze Fresh. And I saw this popping up kind of everywhere, and I thought it was interesting because, you know, you can pressure can, you can water bath can, but then why not also utilize your freezer? Because to be honest, like I'm done with I am done with canning right now. I'm kind of feeling like I've canned all summer, and it would be just easier to throw some tomatoes in the freezer. So this is where this book has kind of come in, and it goes through like each food and how you can freeze it, and then she not only shows you how you can freeze it, but she shows you how you can use it. And one of my favorite recipes that I've gotten from here so far, where is it? Page 58, is home-style blueberry muffins. So we picked a ton of blueberries this spring at a little honey hole that we found. And I have so many blueberries in the freezer, and I have always been on the hunt for a good blueberry recipe that's like crummy and not dense, and the blueberries don't just make everything purple. Well, her recipe in here does that. It is the best blueberry muffin. And I even went so far as to freeze the batter into cups, and then I have it in my freezer, and all I do is pull them out like on a Sunday morning, let them sit for an hour to unthaw, and pop them in the oven, and we have fresh blueberry muffins without me having to mix everything up. So recommend this one. It's a good one. Talking about having books on your shelf of where you want to go, my next book is that. It is from Justin Rhodes, and it is The Rooted Life. We watch him and his family's YouTube videos, and he is really on a scale that I would love to be someday, to have cows or pigs and more egg layers and meat birds and stuff. And so reading through his book has been so inspiring, because I'm not there yet, but I want to learn before I get there. And his book is just so practical. It's broken down in such simple terms. He has beautiful stories in here that are really inspiring, recipes, just super simple things you can do with the things you grow. And he has humor in here, and there's stories that pull at your heartstrings. It's just really inspiring. So for me, books like that keep the dreams in my heart alive, and they keep me learning. I never want to be in a place where I just see a dream and I'm not like reaching for it a little bit. So purchasing his book is kind of me reaching for that dream. Yes, we have egg layers and I have big gardens, but I also have bigger dreams than just that. And having books like this on my shelf definitely keep that dream alive. So I hope that my little book list can inspire you, maybe give you some new ideas. Books are good, okay? It's important to have books on your shelf. So go check out some of these titles and let me know what you're reading. I would love to know the books that have inspired you in the past, books that are inspiring you now, books of where you want to go, and let's just like collaborate together and give each other ideas of books that we can be reading. So there is my 6 book recommendations. Have a great day, friends. Until next time.